Welcome! So, are you learning English and maybe feeling just a little bit nervous about stepping into a cafe to place an order? Well, you are definitely in the right place. In today's explainer, we're going to demystify the entire process of buying a coffee. We'll use simple words, straightforward grammar, and give you the exact steps you need to confidently order your favorite drink, and maybe even have a friendly little chat along the way.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our stress-free, step-by-step roadmap for a real-life cafe visit. We'll start off with saying hello and ordering, move right into choosing size and style, then cover making small talk, paying and finishing up, and finally wrap it all together with a final review and practice.
First up, Section 1, saying hello and ordering.
So, the whole thing starts with 3 basic physical actions. Step 1, you walk up to the counter, which is just where the worker is standing. Step 2, you greet the worker. And Step 3, state your order, meaning you just tell them the drink or food you want to buy.
Now, when you get to that counter, the worker's probably going to smile and ask you a question. They might say something like, "Hello, what can I get for you?" Or maybe, "Hi there, what would you like?" Now, do not let these questions cause you any panic. These are just friendly, everyday ways of asking for your order.
So how exactly do you reply? It's beautifully straightforward. You just say, "Hi, can I have a coffee, please?" The absolute most crucial part of this entire sentence is that one word, please. It shows politeness and respect. And honestly, it's all you need to get the ball rolling.
Moving right along to Section 2, choosing size and style.
Right after you order, the very first thing they're going to ask is usually, what size? You've probably noticed that some of those big coffee chains use kind of unique, fancy jargon, words like tall, grande, or venti. And let's be real, that can be confusing even for native speakers. But here is the great news. You really don't need to use those words. You can confidently rely on the common sizes, small, medium, or large. Just say, medium please, and you will be perfectly understood.
Next up is temperature. The worker is very likely going to ask you hot or iced. Obviously, hot coffee is nice and warm, perfect for a cold day, while iced coffee is served cold over ice for those hot summer afternoons. You just reply simply with hot please or iced please.
But what if you want to customize your drink a bit? Well, a really common term you'll hear is black coffee. That literally just means coffee with absolutely no milk and no sugar. Now, if you do want to customize, it's super easy. If you want milk, just say, with milk, please. For a sweet drink, say, with sugar, please. Or if you want to make sure they leave those out, clearly state no milk or no sugar. And this brilliantly illustrates how all those individual choices come together into one perfect, clear sentence. You just say, hello, can I have a medium hot coffee with milk, please? No sugar. Boom. It's clear, it uses totally easy vocabulary, and it gives the worker absolutely everything they need to know. All right, on to Section 3, making small talk. So while your drink is actually being made, you might find yourself doing a little bit of small chat. Now this is completely optional, but it's a fantastic way to practice in a real-world setting, and it just makes people feel happy. Small chat is really just a very short, friendly conversation. We're talking 1 or 2 simple sentences here. You don't have to have some long, deep discussion. It's simply about being polite and kind in the moment.
Here's a classic example. Let's say the worker asks, "How are you today?" A super polite, natural way to answer is simply, "I'm good, thanks. And you?" See what we did there? You answer their question briefly, and then you politely ask the exact same question right back to them.
Sometimes, the worker might comment on the environment. If they say, cold today, isn't it? You could totally respond with something like, yes, very cold. That's why I need hot coffee. Or maybe they ask if you're having a busy morning. You can just say, yes, a little busy. Coffee will help. It's friendly, it's light, and it keeps the conversation wonderfully short.
Which brings us to Section 4, paying and finishing up.
Okay, so the worker is going to let you know the price. They might state the full phrase like, that will be $4.50. But definitely be prepared for them to shorten it to just $4.50, please. Either way, it's time to pay up.
For paying, you basically have 2 main methods. You can use cash, paper money and coins, just by handing it over and saying, here you go. Or you can use a card. For that, just tell the worker, I'll pay with card, please. Or honestly, even just hold up your card with a friendly smile so they know exactly what your intention is.
Now, here is a very common and honestly kind of funny mistake to watch out for. When the worker finally hands you your drink, they're usually going to say, enjoy. Do not say, you too, because remember, the worker is working. They aren't drinking coffee. Instead, a supernatural response is just, thanks, have a great day.
Finally, Section 5,
Final review and practice.
So, the crucial point here is that you really do not need a massive vocabulary to succeed. Let's map these interaction steps directly to the key phrases. For the order, a coffee please. The size, medium. Customization, hot, with milk. Small talk, I'm good, thanks. And paying, I'll pay with card. See? Really simple. I actually highly encourage you to pause this explainer right now and practice saying these exact phrases out loud. I promise you, repetition builds confidence.
So, are you ready to go to a cafe, buy a coffee, and practice your English in real life? Because remember, you absolutely do not need perfect grammar to have a successful interaction. All you really need are these clear phrases and a friendly smile. The people working there want to help you. The world is your classroom now. So, think about it. Tomorrow morning, when you step up to that counter, what is your order gonna be? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Take care and enjoy your coffee.